Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Um, I'm Krista. I also known as Mother of Migraines. It's the name of my page. Um, and I try to do videos as often as possible um, and discuss what it's like to live with migraine, chronic pain, problems. Um, it's not always a super bummer, just so you know. It's not like a depressing thing all the time, but sometimes it can get that way. Um, but I like to also share my highs and lows um, of the day or the last day or two, because my days run into each other sometimes. And highs and lows are basically like what was a really good thing that happened today, or what was a not so great thing that happened today. And my reasoning for that is that I wholeheartedly believe that um, it's incredibly important to be grateful and find the joy in all the small things and um, all that stuff in order to keep going, pushing through all of the life basically. But it's also very important to acknowledge that maybe you had some not so great feelings, and it's okay to give those space as well. Give them the attention they deserve. Otherwise, they just fester, and you're just pushing everything down with all sorts of positivity that um, you know is is counterproductive. It's counterproductive to just you know pretend to be positive all the time. Sometimes you just got to break down and cry. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what, I had a really shitty day, but you know what, this is what I'm grateful for today. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's really important, and I like to share that with people, um, especially in the chronic pain, chronic illness, uh, mental health, blah blah blah, community. Um, just because I found that has worked for me. I've had many years where I spent like grieving the life that I had before I got sick. Um, like I had just graduated college. I had just started trying to figure out what I was going to do with my degree, or if I was going to go on and get more degrees, or blah blah blah. I was trying to figure all that out, and was I was getting my last 2 semesters of college were I was having a lot of migraines, and then at some point in the next year or two after that, they became chronic, and I was having them all the time. And I struggle. I really am trying to say migraine instead of migraines, um, because it is a condition. It's not um, I'm not having multiple things. I'm having, I have multiple types of migraine. I have migraine disease. It's just the verbiage, the descriptors of what it is important for people to not think it's just a headache, because it really isn't. Some people don't even have headaches. Some people have aura without headaches, where they just get, you know, things floating in their eyes, and then they just feel awful, but it's not really a headache. So headache is just one of the many insane symptoms of migraine. Um, some people have, I've had a few of these as well, but a certain type of migraine where it mimics a stroke, or for me, it was mimicking seizures, as well as I was having stroke symptoms as well. I was, full body tremors, um, and it freaked me right out. But my doctor was like, "Yeah, it's just, it's just migraine." Oh, goody! I have new symptoms. I love it when I have new symptoms. Keep things exciting. Um, so yeah, that is why we're here. That is why I'm here. I don't know if anybody else is ever going to be here. Um, even if one or two people watch this, then I'll be happy. I like the likes, I like the comments. If people are able to do that, you can DM me or whatever. I just think it's an important thing for us. Um, I mean, I'm speaking specifically about the chronic illness community, that we don't feel alone, that other people in our community feel the same as we do. Because we tend to, I mean, at least for me, my life is very isolated because, I can go days, weeks of having the same migraine and barely leaving the house, and barely having any interaction with other people. So it can be very isolating. So I think, the magic of the internet makes it so that we don't have to feel that way. And I think that the power of one person helping another person is just, without parallel. Like it's an amazing uh, thing, and that's been my experience for the last 35 years of my life, is um, talking about it, getting it out, being honest, saying the stuff that people don't want to hear, saying, not editing myself for fear of how other people are going to feel about my feelings. Like, yeah, I have really big feelings. I have a lot of feelings, and that's okay. I can't make myself smaller for you, or for anyone else. Um, and I think that's, it becomes, the conversation, like when the Me Too movement came out, like that was all people supporting each other, and like, yes, we don't need to hide this anymore. This isn't a shameful thing. And, and people knew that they weren't alone. They weren't the only ones that went through this specific situation, or, was assaulted multiple times, or, and the guilt and the shame and the yucky that we all felt before we knew that everyone else felt that way too. And I mean, and people tell you that, oh, you're not alone. That's a normal feeling, blah blah blah. But it's way more impactful when you hear it from other survivors and other and other people's experiences with it. It's way more impactful. So for me, again, so I'm just here to try to share that and spread that. So yeah, I have had a migraine for 12 days. Normally by now I am pretty incoherent and not okay. So I'm feeling a little bit of relief that I'm having a couple of, lower pain days. I'm not by any stretch having great days, but my pain has been manageable. It's not, it hasn't been taking over my like central nervous system. Basically, normally, like, I can't finish sentences, and I don't make a lot of sense, and I can't sleep for days and days and all that. So I'm grateful that I've had a couple of days where it hasn't been terrible. I've had moments of terrible, I've had hours of terrible, but it hasn't been consistently terrible. So, knock on wood. Oops, I made the dog bark. Anyway, so yeah, and so part of that was that, so this is uncomfortable. I don't know if I want to really share this, but, so because I haven't been well, and I have been out of a relationship for it's 9 years. I haven't dated, like, at all. And, like, I think, I went on one date. I talked to another person for a little while, but, it starts to get to a certain point, and I generally freak out, and, because my life is not simple. My life is a little complicated. I mean, I make it as simple as I can, you know, I like I said, I acknowledge that there's tough shit going on, excuse my language. Um, but really focus on what brings joy to my life. Um, and for a long time, that was my kids and my dogs. And it really is still my kids and my dogs. My kids, you know, I mean, if you're a parent, my kids are everything to me, but they're in Massachusetts, so I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them very often. And that's been really hard. Um, but it's forcing me to sort of, um, you know, try to make friends down here. And I moved to the south just from Massachusetts. So anyway, I met a guy. And it was so weird. I was so nervous. I felt like a kid. I've literally like haven't been on a real date with somebody who I found interesting in over 30 years. So, and but there was like I felt an immediate ease. Um, Easy to talk to. Seems fun. Um, he, you know, he plays music, which is always a plus. Music is life for me. So, um, music can just tap into all of my emotions, and um, I just don't understand people who don't understand or who don't like music or who just don't really care about it or whatever. And I'm like, are you serious? I have like hours where I'll just be like listening to the lyrics of songs and crying, and you know, I am very impacted by music, and all types, you know, opera to metal. So I just love music. If it invokes emotion in me, then yeah, I love that. So yeah, I'm seeing him again. This will be the first time again that I'm seeing someone for a second time. There were, a few months ago I did meet someone for dinner, but it was just, I don't know. There was no. It was really forced, and there wasn't really any, you know, spark, I guess is the word. Um, but so yesterday there was smart. There was spark, and um, he was very kind and complimentary and made me blush a couple times with that. I don't take compliments super easily. But anyway, so yeah, we're seeing each other again tomorrow. So that's my up for today, my high. I spoke to him on the phone today. You know, and things are gonna be awkward here and there, and I know that. I don't like awkward. I mean, I am awkward. I don't know how I can say I don't like awkward. I'm awkward. It's kind of it's the way I run. I've always been that way. But I don't care about it anymore. Like I'm like, oh, I'm being awkward. You gotta like my awkward too. 'Cause I'm definitely not your run of the mill person. So, um, anyway, so yeah, so that is my high. Over yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Um, yeah, and more to come on that. Like, you know, dating with a chronic illness is something completely out of my wheelhouse, and I haven't even heard a lot of people talk about it. Like, um, so I don't really know. I mean, all I can do on my end of it is be honest and communicate what's happening and say, you know what, I'm having a really bad day, blah blah blah. You know, explain, and he seems interested. Like, you know, I explained to him yesterday that I forget I'll forget what I'm talking about, like smack dab in the middle of a sentence, and I won't be able to get it. I won't be able to get it back. And it happens a lot. And he was like, okay, like he's like, I always thought that was somebody that was like bored with me or something. And I'm like, no. He's like, so you just have a real reason for it? I'm like, yes. I have a neurological craziness going on up in my head. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to commit that to memory so I don't take that personally. And so I thought that was kind of a cool little interaction, you know, like interest in, you know, not just blowing off what's going on with me, but sort of embracing it a little, which I thought was kind of sweet. Um, anyway, enough about that for now. Um, TBD on that. Sorry, that light behind my head is the lighting in this room is not great. So I have like LED lights and I have all sorts of stuff going on trying to make it so I look like a person. But my glasses are, maybe I shouldn't wear my glasses because they're like, I just won't be able to see. I'll just be blind. Anyway, so Lowe's. I do want to mention one more high. I was able to get to a food pantry today with a couple friends, and so incredibly grateful for the work that those people do. Like healthy, you know, good, you know, not rotten, like just really a good variety of fruits and vegetables and, you know, whatever meals, like just actual real food. And I was very impressed. Again, last month it was impressive as well, and just really grateful for them. They're incredibly kind. They also will help with gas cards, like when I have to go to doctor's appointments out of town, which I do. I have one right now, one specialist in Gainesville, and I am hoping to get into the dental school that's in Gainesville that can help me. I know I don't really show it off, but my dog ate my dentures, so I'm missing a couple of teeth up here, and I would love to I would love stop it. I would love to get that fixed. He's a pain in the ass. But anyway, that was kind of a side quest. Side quest. I'm just grateful for the people who go out of their way to help people. There are so many homeless people down here. And what kills me is I'm down there asking for help from them for food. And at the same time, I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help these homeless people. Like, what can I give them that I don't need? Or, you know what I mean? It's sad. One of the guys we talked to is a 22-year veteran. And he's been on the streets for a few years. But he finally got, I think he's maybe cleaned up his act a little bit, and he's getting help through the VA, and the VA is gonna ship him, help him get back home. He's from Baltimore, so they're gonna help him get set up back up there where his family is, and so he's not, you know, just living the streets here. So I like hearing stories like that. I like we go early usually for the food pantry, and so we end up chit-chatting with some of the homeless people down there, and it's sad. Really sad. Like, nothing is affordable. Housing is not affordable. People aren't paid enough. I don't get enough. I'm on disability, and I got my check, and I paid my lot rent, and that's it. I got nothing. Got nothing left. And so that's my low, is that I'm really struggling financially, which is, it's not anything new throughout my life. I've struggled financially for a really long time at different points, but, I've gotten, when I was working, I was doing better, but I'm just not able to be consistent at a job, and that's really important to me. Like, there's not a lot of jobs where I can just be like, oh yeah, I can work this whole week. And then, one day I get a migraine and it's one of these like 12-day ones where, you know, sometimes I end up in the hospital or, I mean, my longest migraine is 42 days and that's not conducive with a job. And there's not a lot of jobs. Um, I can't even think of a job that I could do in that situation. Like I was thinking, what can I do through telehealth, or whatever. If I could, I don't know, help addicts, or I don't know, do something over um, telehealth, then at least I can sit here in my pajamas. But a lot of it is my brain working. Like when I was teaching, um, and I was going through a migraine. Yeah, I would stop in the middle of my sentences. I mean, I did tell the students at the beginning of the year, like, okay, this thing, I don't technically have aphasia, but I do have, um, you know, it'll just go. I can't come up with the word to save my life. And so teaching science, that can be that can be complicated. But I always gave them the opportunity to finish my sentence for me, like try to figure out what words I was trying to say, like where was I going with what I was saying, and I felt like that was kind of a learning thing for them too. So and they were super patient with it, which was, unlike teenagers normally aren't very patient with much, but they were very patient with it. So anyway, so any type of job that I would have um, would be difficult because of that, like physically and mentally, and then ultimately, mentally and spiritually because, um, or mental health wise and spiritually because I feel like such a dirtbag when I can't do what I want to do, and it's this ongoing grieving of my life. Like I would be cool. Like I could teach science. Yeah, I love science. I could, you know, try to get into one of the millions of, rescue animal conservation places, or, the ecological, there's resources for, all sorts of trying to save the Everglades and all that. Like I could totally get involved with any of that stuff with my degree, but again, no consistency for me. Um, and I would be just as happy waiting tables. I love waiting tables. I like people. It's fast paced. It's boom, boom, boom. I got money at the end of the night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Like, I enjoy it very much, but I can't. So I'm on disability, and I make less than $1,000 a month, and it's not enough to pay anything. So trying to figure all that out, trying to ask for help for, my electric bill, and I'm finding places that are willing to help. And again, with the gas card, I can get a gas card because I have an appointment in Gainesville on Tuesday. So I can go to this place and ask for a gas card the day before. So there are resources, and I'm like I said, I'm so grateful for that. I do get nervous. I get nervous a lot about, what changes are being made that are going to affect me. My health insurance is already um, difficult to work with, and again, my money is very difficult to work with, and I can't imagine them cutting it even more. Like I just can't. I don't know what. I mean, maybe I'll end up homeless. It's so funny. It's just, I just feel like it's a scary time. And this is not, it's not political for me right now. This is my life. And, very real conversations have been said out loud about cutting funding to a lot of things that fund what we need down here. And yeah, there's a pretty substantial homeless population in warmer states in general, because it's warmer. So yeah, it's not going to benefit any of them. Never mind me. If you cut off more money to help them. But anyway, so that's my low. It is really just and I've said this before in another video, just like financial and medical insecurity. It's scary to have an illness that relies on something that could go away, and then I wouldn't have insurance again, and then I wouldn't be able to treat my illness, and it would just get so much worse. So yeah, that's the difficulty for me today. And I miss my boys. I moved down here a year ago, this past weekend, and my youngest and my oldest drove down here with me and my dog Otis, and my middle son couldn't because he had to work, and so the other boys helped, like, pull up carpet and put down flooring, and my youngest stayed for a couple months to make sure that I was settled. And I knew he was leaving. I was trying to just enjoy the time I had with him. Like, empty nest is just not even a good. I mean, I went through it before they left. Like, my middle and my youngest left for a while to go work with the oldest for like July to November. So I had a little bit of empty nest, but I knew they were coming back. So this is different. I'm in a different house and I'm in a different state. And I just love my kid. I like my kids. I don't just love my kids. Like, yeah, moms love their kids. I like them as individuals. They each of them bring, yeah, they all have, shared jokes or whatever, but they all bring something incredibly unique to my life, and I just don't know what I would do without them. I love them very much, and um you know seeing them isn't on the horizon right now. It's just too expensive for all of us. All of us are struggling. It's just money sucks right now, but yeah, it's the longest I've gone without seeing them, and it hurts my heart. I just want to hug them. I want to hear them laugh and say inappropriate jokes. And don't get me wrong, I'm just as bad as they are. I'm a 12-year-old boy when it comes to. My boys were lucky to have me as a mom. I was a boy mom. My sense of humor is 12-year-old boy all the way. So, yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to get all emotional about that, but yeah, I miss my kids. I miss my friends. I miss New England, kinda. I mean, not kind of. I miss New England a lot. I didn't miss it this winter. I did not miss it this winter at all, but I just absolutely adore summer in New England. For me, it's like hanging out in my backyard and we were on the water and beautiful sunsets and you know, jet skiing and canoeing and kayaking and all that stuff right in the backyard, and I miss that. I miss driving to Vermont for my family reunion, driving to Maine to see my dad. Like, yeah, I miss that. I miss that. New England is a beautiful place. It's just too damn cold in the winter. So, anyway, not a very exciting video today. I had to force my hair into a ponytail because it's so humid today that there was no taming the wild beast that is my hair. It was just like it's so crazy. So I squished it down. So yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you if you are actually listening. If there is a listener out there that makes it to this point, please, like and share and comment. Real honest to God, comments is really like and share. Yeah, do that too. That's important, but it's the comments that I'm here for. Like I do. I want people to share, their struggles and their joys and know they're not alone. I really do. So, today you are not alone, and hopefully tomorrow I will be here again. I'm trying to give myself grace on the days that I really don't feel well. So if I really don't feel well tomorrow, then hopefully it will be the next day. But subscribe is the way that you get notified when I do upload a new video. So if you are interested in following this, if you're interested in helping me to evolve it, figure out how to edit, use a different program to take the videos, or have ideas of maybe having people on or stuff like that. Any of that, I would love to hear. I mean, I think me just vomiting a vlog, I mean, with good intent, obviously, but might get stale if it's not already stale. I think it's important to maybe stick to that premise, always bring it through no matter what we do, but having different formats and stuff would be really exciting. I would love to interview people who are managing their pain and or who are not managing their pain, or who are finding joy in life where life just doesn't want to give you a break, but you're persevering anyway, and just it was something earlier. I forget what it was. Oh, it was something I don't even know the plant, so this is gonna sound highly uneducated. My mother pulled up this plant that had been out in the front of her yard, and it's a fast growing sort of. It's not invasive or anything. It has pretty flowers and stuff on it, but she wanted to get it out from the front of the house, so she moved to the side of the house, and she put all the cuttings in the backyard, under the trees. And then she noticed a few weeks later that they're growing. She didn't plant them; she just threw them out there, and they're just growing. Life finds a way, man. I mean, that's just a simple analogy. There's a million other species uh, that find a way, like that frog in Africa that during the dry seasons he digs himself into the mud and gets dried over. He gets His skin grows like this thing that holds in his moisture, and he can live like that for, I don't remember, like a year or two. And then once it starts raining again, he just cracks off that layer and he's good. So life finds a way. So I hope you find your way today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.